Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first segment entitled Know Your Rights and Responsibilities. Again, my name is Jason Pagio Morales, and I am the founder of Know Your Rights Advocate Group Philippines. Let's continue the part 2 of our episode. In this episode, we will discuss about what are those process of our prosecution. And the investigation and prosecution of all cases involving violations of penal laws are lodged with the Department of Justice, or DOJ, through its National Prosecution Service, or NAPROS. The DOJ is headed by the Secretary of Justice with 3 undersecretaries assisting him. Aside from being the prosecution arm of the government, the DOJ shall have the following powers and functions. So, what are those functions of the Department of Justice, or DOJ? Act as a principal law agency of the government and as a legal counsel and representative thereof whenever so required. Administer the probation and correction system. Extend free legal assistance representation to indigents and poor litigants in criminal cases and in commercial civil disputes. Preserve the integrity of land titles through proper registration. Investigate the arbitrate untitled land disputes involving small landowners and members of indigenous cultural communities. Provide immigration and naturalization regulatory services and implement the laws governing citizenship and admission and stay of aliens. Provide legal services to the national government in its functionaries, including government-owned or controlled corporations and their subsidiaries, and perform such other function as may be provided by law. It consists of the following constituent units. 1 is the department proper. 2 is the Office of the Government Counsel. 3. National Bureau of Investigation. 4 is the Public Attorney's Office. 5 is the Board of Pardons and Parole. And 6, Parole and Probation Administration. 7 is the Bureau of Corrections. 8 is the Land Registration Authority. 9 is the Bureau of Immigration. And 10 is the Commission on the Settlement of Land Problems. The NAPROS is with the Department proper, which is under the control and supervision of the Secretary of Justice. It is composed of the prosecution staff in the Office of the Secretary of Justice, headed by the Chief State Prosecutor. The regional state prosecution offices, headed by regional state prosecutors, and the provincial and city prosecutions offices, headed by the provincial prosecutor and the city prosecutor, respectively. The prosecution staff or state prosecutors perform the following functions: investigate administrative charges against prosecutors and other prosecution officers, conduct the investigation and prosecution of all crimes, prepare legal opinions on queries involving violations of the revised penal code and special penal laws, and review appeals from the resolutions of prosecutors and other prosecuting officers in a connection with criminal cases handled by them. Regional state prosecutors have the following functions. 1 is to implement policies, plans, programs, memoranda, orders, circulars, and rules and regulations of the DOJ relative to the investigation and prosecution of criminal cases in his region. 2 is to exercise immediate administrative supervision over all provincial and city prosecutors and other prosecuting officers of our provinces and cities comprised within his region. 3 is to prosecute any case arising within the region. Provincial and city prosecutors have the following functions: be the law officer of the province or city as the case may be. He shall have charge of the prosecutions of all crimes and violations of a city or municipal ordinances in the course of such province or city, and shall therein discharge all the duties incident to the institution of criminal prosecutions. To investigate and or cause to be investigated all charges of crimes and violations of all penal laws and ordinances within their respective jurisdictions, and have the necessary information or complaint prepared or made against the persons accused. In the conduct of such investigations, he or his assistants shall receive the sworn statements or take oral evidence of witnesses summoned by subpoena or for the purpose. Investigate commission of criminal acts and take an active part in the gathering of relevant evidence. For this purpose, the National Bureau of Investigation, Philippine National Police, and other offices and agencies of the government shall extend to him the necessary assistance. Act as legal advisors of the municipality and a municipal district of the provinces or the provincial or city government and its officers, or of the city as such. He shall, when so requested, submit his opinion in writing upon any legal questions submitted to him by any such officer or body pertinent to the duties thereof, and assist the Solicitor General when so deputized in the public interest in the performance of any function or in the discharge of any duty upon the latter within the territorial jurisdictions of the former, in which cases he shall be under the control and supervision of the Solicitor General, which with regard to the conduct of the proceedings assigned to him, and render reports thereon. The members of the NAPROS are selected from among qualified and professional trained members of the legal profession who are proven integrity and competence and have been in the actual practice of the legal profession for at least 5 years prior to their appointment, or have held during a period any position requiring the qualifications of a lawyer, they shall be appointed by the President of the Philippines upon a recommendation of the Secretary of Justice. Once appointed, prosecutors are required to attend the seminars, lectures, convention, and continuing legal education to enhance their skills in investigation and trial works. They enjoy a security of a tenure because they can be removed from office only for a cause. Their appointments are not with the appointing authority, which means that even if the president who appointed them is no longer in power, they shall still remain in office. In this discharge of their duties, prosecutors are guided by their credo and the constitutional mandate that a public office is a public trust, and public officers and employees must at all times accountable to the people, serve them with the utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency, act with patriotism and justice, and lead modest lives. The prosecution process starts the moment the law enforcer, the complainant or public officer in charge of the enforcement of the law, alleged to have been violated, files a case against a suspected criminal. With such filing, preliminary investigation will set in, and a second stage in the life of a criminal action is now in progress. The first stage is the police investigation. Preliminary investigation is the stage at which the public prosecutor evaluates the findings of the police or the evidence submitted directly by a complainant or public officer in charge of the enforcement of the law alleged to have been violated, to determine if a prosecution of the suspect in court is warranted. The rules of court define a preliminary investigation as an inquiry on proceeding for the purpose of determining whether there is sufficient ground whether the sufficient ground to engender a well-founded belief that a crime cognizable by the regional trial court has been committed, and that respondent is probably guilty thereof and should be held for trial. A preliminary investigation is an important substantive right of a person suspected of crimes. The deprivation of which is to a deprivation of a due process of law. It is a design against and malicious prosecutions. Preliminary investigations may be conducted by the public prosecutors or judges of the municipal secret trial courts. The procedures in the conduct of a preliminary investigation are as follows. 1. Filing of a complaint and affidavits of witnesses by the police, complainant, or public officer in charge of the enforcement of the law alleged to have been violated. 2 is a personal examination of affianced by the investigating prosecutor. 3. Preliminary action by the investigating prosecutor. Dismiss the complaint if he finds no cause to continue with the inquiry. Issue subpoena to respondent requiring him to submit a counter affidavit. However, if no such counter affidavit is submitted, the investigating prosecutor shall resolve the case on the basis of the evidence submitted by the police, public officers, or complainant. If a counter affidavit is submitted, but there are matters which need clarification, the investigating prosecutor may set a hearing to propound clarificatory questions. 4. Preparations of resolution. Based on the evidence presented, the investigating prosecutor may prepare information if he finds cause to hold the respondent for trial. An information is an accusation in writing charging a person with an offense subscribed by the fiscal and filed with the court. Otherwise, recommend the dismissal of the complainant. However, in both cases, the approval of the provincial or city prosecutor or the chief state prosecutor of such recommendation is necessary. As regards offenses within the jurisdiction of municipal trial courts, no preliminary investigation is required by law. All that the public prosecutor is required to do is 1. To examine the complaint and supporting affidavit, and 2. To personally satisfy himself that the affianced voluntarily executed and understood their affidavits, and that the suspect has probably committed the offense charge. This examination and determination he does ex parte without notice to, and in the absence of the suspect, he then files the information directly with the court. At the preliminary investigation of a crime cognizable by a regional trial court, the respondent has the following rights: to have notice of the investigation, and to have a copy of the complaint, affidavits, and other supporting documents. 2. To submit a counter affidavit and other supporting documents within 10 days from a notice. To examine all other evidence submitted by the complainant. 4. To be afforded an opportunity to be present at any hearing at which clarification of certain matters is to be made, and submit questions to the investigating officer for the purpose. It bears emphasis that aside from a preliminary investigation, there is another type of investigation which a prosecutor may conduct, and this is what we call inquest investigation, which is an informal and summary investigation conducted by a public prosecutor in criminal cases involving persons arrested and detained without the benefit of a warrant of arrest, for the purpose of determining whether or not said persons should remain under custody and correspondingly be charged in a court. A respondent against whom an adverse resolution was issued by the investigation prosecutor is not without any remedy. He may file an appeal to the Secretary of Justice within 15 days from receipt of the questioned resolution.